Hello friend! Welcome to another Toy Joy video, and once more I'm mining my childhood for spaceship toys that I had when I were a nipper and saved up my pocket money. And these are something I've been looking forward to getting hold of again for a long time. I used to have them as kids. This is the first one I had. Here we are. Britain Space Toys. Now Britain's was a company that did, originally it was just historical military figures, tin ones, and then later on they started doing plastic. They also did farming stuff. I had a bit of that. I had a Massey Ferguson combine harvester back in the day, so I lived out in the country, and that's the sort of thing you bought your kids when you lived out in the country. But of course it was only the spaceships that I was interested in. And these had very distinctive features. These cockpits, for instance, very odd. They've got this sort of gyroscopic thing going on, so they're generally always level, or there's a bit of rocking going on there. Yeah, I feel sick. And you know, when they're coming down to land, they can't actually see where they're going, which is a bit of a design flaw kind of thing. But on the upside, if they need to do a quick reverse, they can let's go backwards. Definitely going to feel sick doing that. I can't help feeling. Also, they had a degree of customizability about them. Not quite to Lego degrees, obviously, but you'll note that this bit's plastic, whereas that bit's metal, and that bit comes off. And you've got these sort of connecting pins that enabled you to do things. So for instance, if you wanted a slightly longer vessel, you could take a connecting part there and stick that on there, like so. And then this is the hard part. These pins are supposed to, oh, they come out of the metal quite nicely. Here we are. They don't come out of the plastic quite so well. If you have a look at those, you can see where somebody's had to use their teeth. I remember having to do that myself back in the day, so not as good as Lego, as to be said. But, you know, you can do a bit of customizability, so there you are. It's a slightly longer spaceship now. Yeah, it's all back weighted. I presume they sort of come down to land like that, I guess. Yeah. And then you could turn your ship. You see that? There you are. You could take some of these turrety bits here and stick those on. There we go. This is almost turning into a mecha, isn't it? This is fantastic. There you go. So then your spaceship sort of becomes this craft it, and then when it takes off again, it looks odd. I can't help feeling. But heavily armed, but very badly aerodynamic. And I do think these things look like Johnny Five's head as well. They obviously shot rockets back in the day, but there are no rockets currently available. Lost behind the sofa, of course. But, you know, it's kind of Chris Foss if you look at the detailing, and apparently that's what the look they were going for, and they vaguely succeeded. But you can see the good guys in there, dressed in yellow. Yellow and red was the good guys' colour. And you could get the little figures. This is what you really saved at your pennies for. I can't help feeling they probably repurposed farm figures for this, because you just replace this weird-looking blaster with a spade, and it all starts to make a bit of sense, that pose, and they don't get any better. This one's the worst one, I think. Just back-breaking. Although he does, if you have a look at his head, this one's got a beard. Straight out of the 70s, look, from a prog band, I think. He's cross because somebody's emptied a load of brown paint on his head. They're really bad paint jobs, these. Yeah, that's not a comfortable position to be in, is it? This is another one here. Definitely digging in, he. And you could take them off their bases and stick them on the ships. So you've got added a bit of firepower there. Riding shotgun! And you got women versions as well. Here we are. Ooh, she's looking cross. She's looking cross because if you look at her hand is actually welded onto the weapon there. So you can take the weapon off, but it looks a bit ridiculous. See, this one, they later on came in white, as you can see. But that peg thing, you think initially she's used thumb in a lift, but it's not a thumb, it's in... Very odd. Can I go home? So those were the good guys. And the bad guys, I don't know if you can see them very clearly, where they got these flying saucers, and they got black with red heads, kind of eagle-like, really, sort of Dandare. What's Dandare's opponent? There was the Meekle, and then he had those warriors, didn't he? And they kind of look like those. They've also been reading their Eagle comics. And this one again has that gyroscopic thing. On that side, they've got a bit more shielding, so they're not going to get blasted as they sit there. And this bit twists turret wise, and again you can do your customization. You've got rockets at the bottom there, but if you wanted those around the outside you could do. A few pegs there. You can stick the good guys on attacking them. Come on out! Let me off. And I guess if you wanted to, you can stick the turrets on there as well and really sort of make it look pretty stupid. That's to be said. Oh, they also roll around the ground as well, thanks to that bit, but not very well. This one wobbles all over the place. But if you take the jets off the back, you can actually get a turn of pace out of it. The later figures were a little more monstrous, so it was more alien-like. They had rubber bits in place of the head, and which had tentacles and things as well. But the thing was that the paint always peeled off really quickly, although admittedly I did chew them a bit, so that probably didn't help. And yeah, tentacles would get chewed off quite easily, so I suspect that's why I couldn't get hold of any on eBay, because they probably long ago rotted into deterioration. But there we are. I think it does take me back. You could buy just one of these for like 20p or something like that. So, you know, just your little bit of pocket money you got a week back in my day, when I were a lad, would actually buy you a few space figures, if nothing else. But the spaceships were where it was at, even if... No, that looks rubbish, doesn't it? I'm going to have to return that to its former glory, I'm sorry. Get off. There we are, that's a bit better. So, there we are, Britain's space toys. A thing of wonder and joy. Very heavy, though, it has to be said. They're kind of cool, as I say, but the degree of customisation available to you isn't high, it has to be said. And you can't like take the people out or anything like that because of this bizarre sealed cockpit affair. But, you know, it takes me back. There we are. Well, as ever, you can find our new episodes every Sunday on spacedocjury.com or on Ian Tunes. Do feel free to download and enjoy our blaverings on spaceships. And I'll catch you next time. Cheerio, bye.